Welcome to BigGunner81 Live, everybody. Presented by Applied Arsenal Finishes Gunworks, the Range 35, Eggleston Munitions, so our friends over at Spencer Precision, and I'm probably forgetting someone off the top of my head because we haven't done this in a while. But anyway, I have been kind of sick lately too, fighting off this thing, so you might hear me kind of coughing. I'll try to mute the mic as much as possible so I'm losing my lungs. Anyway, so here's what we got tonight. Basically open chat night. And in the house with us currently, we've got TJ Let's Ginger, who's finally back. He's been gone for a long time. We've been gone for a long time, too. So what's up, TJ?
Oh, not much, buddy. It has been a while. I apologize to everyone for being gone so long, but, well, what can I say? Adulting sucks. But, yeah, so while I was gone, I was taking – so aside from work being absolutely crazy, just the workload's been ridiculous. Finally starting to get more help there, so that's helping out. But I was working on a graduate level degree in digital forensics. Cool. So that naturally the workload in school, and then of course having these things that need my constant attention called children, to just kind of get in the way. But yeah, so I'm back now. Things are going well. So cool. Thanks for having me back.
We're going to have some cool things to talk about here shortly.
Yeah.
And Kent from Green Mountain Defense. Welcome, Kent.
What's up, boys?
Not too much. How you doing tonight?
Oh, living the dream. Was at the range, where I always am. I have not been adulting at all. I've been shooting all the damn time and working and running a training business and going to school too, although not graduate level and not fingerprint dusting keyboards, which I assume digital forensic. Is that what digital forensics is when you fingerprint dust a keyboard, TJ? Or
yeah. We'll go with that, Kent.
Something tells me it's shit that I'm not even smart enough to talk about. So
let's just say deleting your browser history isn't going to help you when you're dead.
Oh, shit. Well, I'm screwed.
Wow. So one of the things I'm just going to jump in with tonight, too, is just I have it sitting here. I finally got around to working on my 308 a little bit. I don't know if you want to call it an AR-10, whatever. There really isn't an AR-10, but one of the things I just got done on that was putting my Wisconsin trigger in here. Have not had it to the range just yet to really test it out, but it is very smooth. In fact, got the magazine in it, but I'm not going to pull it back all the way to lock it back. But and again, it's in safety checked. It's just super smooth. I don't have a trigger pull gauge, but it's an amazingly smooth trigger. It's a 2-stage trigger. Just looking forward to testing that out. But I guess I should actually talk about the rifle a little bit since I have not really done that yet. So kind of talk about some of the components that went into it. Lackluster stuff. the A2 style flash hider on the front here. Nothing special there at all. The barrel that's on here is a Spencer Precision barrel. 308 barrel. It's a 20-inch barrel, I believe. Covered up by a DRG manufacturing, formerly DR Guns, 18-inch handguard. I don't know if they actually offer these handguards separately from their builder's kits currently, but I was able to snag one, and it's an awesome handguard. There's no need to do any shims or anything for the barrel nut. I can't show you, obviously, because it's all assembled, but there's no notches in the barrel nut. It just kind of slips over, and there's enough clearance for the gas tube to go right over it. And hence, not needing to be shimmed, you don't have to worry about indexing the handguard. The only challenge is with doing a multi-manufacturer, I guess you could say, 308 build like this. You may have some parts compatibility issues, just because it isn't a standard mil spec for this 308/AR-10 pattern. So there's some challenges there. Like, for example, one of the things I talked about in my video when I did the installation of this handguard, there's a couple like locating tabs or indexing tabs on each side of this handguard, and it was just a little too narrow to slip over this Aero Precision upper. So I had to take a little bit of a file to it and just kind of file them just a little bit to give enough clearance to slip them on and get them lined up. But it was nice because they fit nice and snug. There's no, if these bolts loosened up on the bottom here, there would still be no slop in the handguard. It's just that snug of a fit. The lower parts, basically, I mentioned the Wisconsin trigger. It also came with the selector with that. The I believe the bolt catch, I think, is a GunTech USA bolt catch and magazine catch. The trigger or the takedown pins, rather, those were from AR-15 Extreme. I had to do a little fitting for the rear one just because of the clearance issue and not being able to quite reach the detent, meaning like just the way that the lower is machined, the pin didn't go in quite far enough to hit that detent. I had to do a little bit of machining, so to speak, on the pin to get that to lock in properly. So there's a little bit of fitting involved. The bolt carrier group is a Spinter Precision bolt carrier group, which I'm going to drop that. What you can't see, maybe, let's see. You can see that it's got like a nickel boron, not the actual bolt, but just the, I don't know if you call it, I forget what they call it, the extractor. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's from them. Of course, we've got the Luth AR chubby grip. This is set up for right-handed shooting. What you can see, there's like a finger ledge on the side here, a thumb ledge or thumb rest. Kind of see it. You know, it helps give you a better ergonomics, improve the ergonomics, and help give you a place to kind of rest your thumb on it for good grip. And of course, the Luth AR stock as well. I wanted a fixed stock that had adjustable length of pull and adjustable, cheek riser on it. The charging handle is basically another DRG manufacturing piece. It's ambidextrous. It's a pretty tough, wide charging handle that you grab onto pretty well. Now, on here, I just have some Magpul slates just for testing purposes. I don't have a scope for this yet, which I know Right On has got a sale going on right now, and that's so tempting. But that's
Black Friday. It'll be on Black Friday.
Well, I guess so. I meant to say that. I know they have something coming up, which we can talk about that in a minute, I guess, too. Like, we're the Iraq Veteran 8888 shoot. They had that new scope out. I forget what the magnification is on it. I know you probably know, TJ. I just can't remember. But I was checking out that new optic they have, and it's pretty damn impressive. I don't know if you want to talk about that and talk about their sale that's going on.
Yeah, so I actually have to look that new scope up too. I forgot the nomenclature. I want to say it's a 6-24, but I could be wrong. But it has a new reticle in it as well.
Yep.
We have lovingly dubbed it the Christmas tree reticle.
I thought they had one that I thought it was like a 30-something X, but maybe I'm wrong.
It might be that high. Like I said, give me a second because it's that new that I haven't really studied it that hard.
They were like, "Yeah, this is coming out," and with the
shame on me for not knowing that off the top of my head. But looks like a 4-32.
Okay, so I couldn't say that. I knew it wasn't like a 1 or 2, so I couldn't remember what the base number was, but I thought it was 32. So
it's a 4. So it's the RTS Mod 7 4-32 by 56, and that is an illuminated reticle.
That's awesome.
I love the top by 56.
Yeah. So
yeah.
As a matter of fact, one of our guys, Jeremiah, he just I think he just took it out to a mile with a 300 Win Mag.
Do you happen to see what the pricing is on that right now?
MSRP on the website is $1,469.
Yeah, if I had that, that's what would be on top
but
of it.
At the same time, so one, keep in mind, and shameless plug, discount code T Ramsey will get you 15% off. But at the same time, that is the MSRP according to their website. If you look at other websites like Optics Planet, stuff like that, the actual, and we see that throughout the gun industry, the street value is probably going to be substantially less, it is what it is. But that's one of the great things about Right On. You find any other scope that has the same capabilities and features that one has, and you're going to look at least easily doubling the price.
Oh yeah. When I was checking that one out at the range day, I'm like, hey, let me check down the basically take a look at it through the scope, just see what it looked like on the range, And I was just like, wow, this thing is freaking clear. It is beautiful. And I'm like, that's what I want to put on top of this 308 build. But I'm like, my budget right now. But if I was going to pick something, it's probably, for what it is, what you're getting, the value is there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have since we're talking about 308s, I actually have my 308 out. as well. So it is obviously clear here. But this is my Ruger American. You guys have seen me talk about this on the show. I've recently put the Magpul chassis system on it with the AICS magazines. And atop of it is a Ride-On Optics. This is their 4-16. This is the Mod 5, Mod 5 Gen 2. So it's a 4-16 power. It is not illuminated. My brother, however, has the 6-24 by 50 illuminated that we were playing with earlier. When I do a review on this, not only this chassis system, but the rifle as a whole, that's going to include a review and comparison, not only of my scope, but my brother's scope, which he's going to put on his 6.5 Creedmoor.
Really cool.
And both of those scopes, so the 4-16 by 50 and the 6-24 by 50 illuminated, both of those MSRP are sub $600 scopes.
Cool.
Yeah, and they are slick.
Because I dropped my 308. Having to keep doing that because it's sliding on my countertop here.
If it falls on the floor, does it still count as a desktop?
No, because it's not. It does not. It'd have to be loaded to do that, but I would not want that to ever happen. So nobody does. Also want to give a shout out to John Lee, who's watching out there as well. If you go on our YouTube channel there, which you probably are because you're watching this, or over on gunchannels.com/BigGunner81, feel free to chime in, questions, comments, any type of feedback. We do read those things, and like to interact with y'all. So
yeah. So and speaking of which, for those listening and those watching this in the future, for Black Friday this year, 2018, Ride-On Optics will be having a buy one get one free for their optics and or for their scopes and red dots. So stay tuned. I'll post updates on Instagram as well. You can head over to rideonoptics.com and check out the deals that they have listed there.
So is that like if I buy one red dot, I get that same red dot, or is it like I buy?
So that's one of the things. So they just announced it. Okay, so the details are forthcoming.
Gotcha.
I should say the specifics are forthcoming, but the details are inbound. So once I get them, I'll be sure to obviously post and repost those announcements as they come. But yeah, so either way, that's going to be a killer deal. So I've got the Ride-On Optics micro dot on my AR pistol. I've got this Ride-On 4-16 on my 308. Probably going to be adding another one here in the near future. So we'll see what happens. So
gotcha.
yeah, good times. But fantastic scopes. I'm certainly a convert. And yes, I do have other optics, of course, but Ride-On Optics will be the only scope that I put on any of my firearms moving forward.
Very cool. Also, and I mentioned about gun channels and about YouTube. You can also find us over on gunstreamer.com. Again, I'm BigGunner81 and on Instagram under BigGunner81 and Facebook under the same, as many of you already know, but we'll just mention that anyway. Feel free to stop by and like, subscribe, follow, all those good things. So, Kent, what do you have going on? I saw you had something there that was like
pew 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 pew. No 308. Yes, it is empty. Glock G45.
When I saw it, I'm like, oh, it's the G19, but it's in black. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
I've heard about people talk about the 45, but my ignorance is that I really was like, what the hell is this all about? And I didn't really care enough to really look into it.
So this is the G45, which is the 19X with front slide serrations in black and no bullshit cut out right here and no lanyard loop. But more important than the Gen 5 45 frame is the brand new hotness slide from Shadow Systems. Big shout out to those guys. So if you want a slide that is factory cut for a red dot for your Gen 5 Glock that doesn't suck like the MOS platform does, and you were like me waiting in the wings, waiting for somebody to make a Gen 5 compatible slide, now you've got that option with Shadow Systems. These are technically Gen 4 slides that have been modified with the cutout on the right-hand side of the gun for the slide stop.
Wait, say
And so what Shadow Systems did was they took a Gen 4 slide, and the only big difference in the slides, 5 to 4, is on the 4 you'd have the left side slide release. On the 5 you have a left and right side slide release.
I thought there was the difference between the Gen 4 and the 5 slide.
Well, there's difference in the internals, but they'll work on the frames. So all they had to do is cut this out right here.
Yeah.
And then add a Gen 5 backplate. And now you have a G45 Gen 5 with a red dot and suppressor sights and everything else.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that.
So actually, Kent, that brings up a really good point, because I've been meaning to ask you about this. So sure. I saw the video, the infamous MOS sucks video, where you're shooting and the thing just kind of flies off your gun.
Yeah.
What was the actual cause of that failure? Is it because you haven't discovered Loctite yet?
No, dude. I've discovered Loctite. Believe you me. No, that was the third. Yes, that's third. That's one more after 2. Third cracked fucking adapter plate in my MOS.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay, so getting the Glock 10mm 40 MOS would be a bad idea.
No, I have the 40 MOS 10mm, and I don't know why, but that one runs just fine and doesn't give me problems.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was looking on my short list of things to purchase. When I purchase another handgun, it's probably going to be a 10mm, and it's probably going to be a Glock 40.
Hell yeah. I love mine. And now let's be candid. I shoot 3 times a week with the 9mm guns with the dots on them, right?
Right.
I do not shoot a 10mm 3 times a week.
No.
So I do not have the round count on the 40 MOS that I do any of the other stuff. But it has not given me a problem. It's got a Type 1 original RMR. Remember, was it last year or 2 years ago, Black Friday, when the Type 2 RMR came out and Cabela's put the Type 1s on sale for $299?
Yeah.
I scooped up like 2 or 3 of them bad boys.
Okay.
And one of them is on the G40 MOS. It runs just fine. It's got Trijicon suppressor sights on it. But again, the round count on that gun may be 1,000 rounds.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, you would think the round count when it comes to 10mm, like the low, even a thousand round count on a 10mm is substantial for a gun.
Right. I mean,
because that 10mm beats the crap out of whatever platform is firing it.
Yeah, I just the problem with the MOS, the real problem is, unless you get the exact correct screw setup, the exact correct adapter plate, and everything lined up perfectly, and are willing to go back. You see, the problem is I wasn't going back every 500 rounds and tightening everything back up, because I don't feel like you should have to.
Yeah, you're right. I would agree with that. You shouldn't have to.
And shit gets loose, and when shit gets loose, things can vibrate and rattle around. And then when you go back to torque it again, now you torque too hard, and you put a little bit of pressure on that plate. Next thing you know, you've got a half a plate in your hand. And that video I was shooting, I picked up pieces of plate. And that
wow.
That was a Vortex optic, to be fair, because I didn't want to trash RMRs anymore, because I was flinging RMRs all over the fucking place at the time, $600 a pop,
Dang.
So I said, well, I'll throw a Vortex Viper on it. And anyway, bottom line, Shadow Systems, this slide will run you $390, okay, on shadowsystems.com. Stripped, granted, no RMR, no internals, no nothing. Buy an internal build kit for another $100, get a barrel and a recoil spring and all that. Get a Gen 5 end plate, screw your optic to it, and without having to send your gun away to somebody for 8 weeks and get it milled and go through all that craziness, this thing's running pretty good.
Now, how is the compatibility with, say, like Lone Wolf or Polymer 80 lowers? So let's say I wanted to build a G45, which people have been doing for decades.
Right.
And put that slide on say a Polymer 80 full size lower or a, Lone Wolf full size lower?
Cannot comment. I don't know because I don't have either of those two things here to try.
Right.
I know it'll work. It says right on their website it'll work on a Polymer 80 compact frame, which to me is a 1923 whatever.
Right.
It'll work on the regular G19 frame. But these guys are out of Texas, strikes me. And there's another company who, I'm not going to support anymore, out of California, who is making some of these. And I called them with some problems with my Gen 4 slide that I had, and they weren't going to warranty it, and it wasn't even really a big deal. And I started looking around. So I called up these guys at Shadow Systems. This is only Thursday of last week. I made the phone call. They said, yeah, we'll order you one up, send you one out. Full disclosure, I paid for this slide. This is not T&E or anything like that. I had it in my hand Monday, and it's got 400 rounds through it between last night and tonight. So these guys were great answering questions. They were like, yeah, we'll get you one right out. What's the matter? What's wrong with your other slide?
Nice.
So I swapped this has all my components from the old Gen 4 slide and the new Gen 5 hotness. So yeah, review forthcoming on the channel. It's going to shoot IDPA practice on Thursday night, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. So Brandon's with us finally. I know he was running a little behind. How's it going, Brandon, man?
Hey, doing good. Would have been here earlier, but I had a new reloader that happened to be right across the street, so we were loading up his first 6.5 Creedmoor rounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's that going?
That's a hell of a cartridge to get started on.
Yeah. Well, he went all out too. He had the Lapua small primer brass. He's going to get the Redding competition seating dies and H4350. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. But he's running the same bullet and powder that I've ran before, so it should be good. It's weird because I met him at the gun show. Has the same name, lives on the same street at the same cul-de-sac. Like, we've been neighbors for about a year and a half. And his girlfriend got him a Dillon 650 with case feeder about a year ago, and he still hasn't set it up yet. So he was kind of nervous about getting into it without having anybody there to show him how to, do stuff. And I was like, dude, I'm right across the street. Let's get you hooked up. So
wait, what do you mean he has the same name? Like, his name's Brandon Prater too, or like?
Well, his name is Brandon as well, and he's right across the street, like 2 doors down.
Brandon?
Yeah, it's weird.
I smell a sitcom.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
Brandon and Brandon reloading.
The Brandons and Brandons reloading. So yeah. Anyway, good to be back, guys. Good to see everybody. Sorry, I was a little bit late.
We never even did I think after the Iraq veteran shoot type thing, we just kind of blew past it because I haven't been sick and haven't been doing a show. I think the last live show was like September, I think, or something, since we did this.
I've still got some footage to roll through and edit and come up with some stuff. So
I've been
sorry I'm a little bit late on that, but
No, I appreciate your efforts. I mean, I've been kind of dragging on it too with, honestly, just with life stuff, work and everything else. It's been really tough to do a lot with videos lately. I do have some stuff I want to do though that might be a little bit easier. The thing with like doing like a all day like event like that or 2-day event like that, you get a lot of video clips and a lot of stuff, and then like it's sorting through all of it and trying to cut it all down and figure out what you want to post. And you do like an interview with somebody, it's kind of like has a beginning and an end to it. Usually you do a couple, maybe 1 or 2 takes, maybe. A lot of times it works out on the first take, and there's a couple little cuts you got to make to it, and it's pretty easy. Actually, I have something I'm working on right now, but I'm not going to get too much in the details yet because I don't know. Meaning, I shouldn't say don't know how it really is going to go yet because it's just the beginning of this whole thing. But yeah, so anyway, it is what it is. It was a fun event, though.
Man, it was a blast. It was so much fun.
What was your favorite thing there, by the way?
My favorite thing probably was the Ruger PC carbine with the carbon fiber internally suppressed silencer. And then probably, I guess, the Mutant besides that. That was a lot of everybody's favorite. And I wish I'd brought my shotgun because they had the clays going crazy. That would have been a lot of fun. So, but yeah, it was a good time, man. I appreciate letting me come again. So
no, I appreciate your help with it. It was cool. And I think for me too on that whole thing was obviously the Mutant is always going to be at the top of my list. Just, the MK47, whatever they call it, from CMMG, which, by the way, shout out to the guys over at CMMG. That's what my water bottle is here that I'm drinking out of. Got that from them. Really great people, great products. We're still working on the Missouri Rifle Build 250 States project. It's pretty far along, but it's not quite there yet. There's a few more pieces we need to get for it to get it done. So if there's any companies out in Missouri that want to work with us, let me know. But I think my favorite experience, I guess to check off the list type experience, was that 240, machine gun. I have not gotten to shoot one before. Granted, I think I gave you like 10 rounds or something on it. It goes really fast. That was pretty cool. I've always wanted to shoot one of those things, and finally got the opportunity.
You're talking about the big mounted belt fed one that they have?
Yes, it's the first belt fed that I've shot, and that was a great experience. But one of the things I wanted to do that I didn't get to do was the cannon. I had been kind of half-assed wanting to buy one, but it's like hard to justify spending about $300 on one of those things and not having a place to necessarily shoot it.
Yeah, and we were right there in lawn waiting to shoot it, and then I don't know, I forget exactly what happened, but I think they called Cold Range or whatever. And
it was the end of the day, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they were out there like the owner of Crazy Quail was running a shotgun and shooting like cans and stuff out of the sky.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was cool. The neat thing about those things is with the cannons is they make like a grappling hook for it and some other different adapters and things you can do with it. I think it's a useful tool in some ways, but
hey TJ, what was your favorite part of the Iraq Veteran 88? Wait.
Kent, it's funny you asked that.
It's
what
was your?
I don't think I got a chance to really put my finger on any of it.
What was your favorite?
You can get to vicariously through the videos.
Watching everybody else's footage.
Oh, that was my favorite too.
Yeah. To be fair though,
Rick's like I have nothing to say.
No.
Yeah. To be fair though, with the with regards to the cannon, I refuse to purchase a cannon because I will never support X products again.
True. I don't know if it's still their product or someone else's now. I don't know.
Wait. What did they do? Why do we hate them?
They had something. I forgot what it was that they said. They said some stupid comment a while back.
Not just someone. It was the president of their company, whose wife is an active member and contributor to, I think, either Moms Demand Action or Every Town for Gun Safety. So your support for that company, if he is in fact still the president, I don't remember him actually going away. I just remember them shutting him up. But I think he got swept under the rug, if I remember correctly. And every dollar you spend there could potentially be going to a gun control company or a gun control organization. So yeah, check it out. It's there's a bunch of write-ups about it.
Yeah, it was a while back, but yeah, you're right. And I have never bought any of their stuff yet, and that is another conflict too. But
I mean, don't get me wrong. If somebody else picks up the can, I mean, I also can't justify spending like $300 for a 60-round magazine when I could easily get one from Magpul for far cheaper.
Right.
But with that being said, if somebody else picks up the cannon, and starts making it, yeah, I'll take a look at it. I've shot them before. They're a lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah, that's one thing on my list I've not gotten to yet.
Although for your reloader, you might want to buy a blank crimper or a blank round crimper so you can make the 5.56 223 blanks that you would need to power that thing.
Can you reuse those blanks like that? There's a crimping. You can recrimp them.
No, you can't recrimp them, but you can make new ones.
How would you make new ones on it? Because isn't the casing longer a little bit to cover that?
No. I'm just saying with old casings. I'm sure you could. I'm pretty sure you can make them. You just can't. You can't recrimp them because they don't expand. If you look at factory blank ammunition, it is crimped, but it's sealed with an epoxy. And that epoxy is what blows out. It's not the crimp. It's not like a shotgun shell where it just kind of opens up. It doesn't do that. So you're just blowing all you're expelling the gases through the nozzle of the crimping rather than expanding the crimp.
Gotcha. Interesting. I have to look into that about that as an aspect. I always wonder about that too.
Yeah, blank 223 and 5.56 it's not hard to find and it's not expensive, but it's a pain in the ass to find. Like nobody carries it on. I've never seen it carried on a shelf. It's all special order.
Yep, usually mail or bought some because class I was taking required it for malfunction drills.
If you order it, I mean, or if you reload, you might as well just get what you need to make it yourself.
Why couldn't you just prime a round and not put a projectile in it?
I don't think it would have the pressure.
Oh, yeah, I guess not.
Also, you'd have to worry about the powder spilling out of it.
You have to put something in front of like a plug or something, or what is it?
Yeah, you'd have to plug it with something. Either way, it's more hassle than what it's worth to go to try to circumvent the current.
I've never screwed with 5.56 blanks. The only thing I've ever done is made dummy rounds on press with no powder and no primer.
Right.
Yeah.
I know that they make the reloading equipment for it. Oh. It's just dies.
I'll have to look into that. That's interesting.
Yeah, we used them a lot in the military. When you're going through basic training or boot camp, or if you're on a field problem, even when you're in the big army out running around in the field doing force-on-force training, you're using blanks, generally speaking, at least for part of the training.
The big army as opposed to the midget army, or what?
Yeah, well, so we call it big army, not in the quintessential training evolution. So like basic training, AIT, when you're actually out in the army.
Okay. So
I kind of like midget army though.
I kind of do too. Midget warriors, right?
I just pictured little
people.
I like little people.
I just pictured like a bunch of little TJs, like a bunch of little angry gingers running around doing field maneuver.
That's just TJ's kids.
Yeah, well.
Surprisingly, though, neither of my children are gingers.
I'm not gonna
go. The mailman a ginger?
He's non-ginger.
Well, that would be awkward because our mailman is actually a female man.
A female man?
Yeah, it's a woman postal service worker.
Okay, because you say female man, it's like we're blurring the borders here.
There's a play on words, Rick. Keep up.
We need Corey here for the cisgender conversation.
I miss Corey.
But
he'd probably be talking about Miley Cyrus right now and some other things and who knows what, just random shit.
Yeah, our son looks just like my wife. Brown hair, blue eyes, and our daughter looks just like me, but she does not have the red hair. She is not a ginger.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad she doesn't look that much like me. I mean, she's a cute kid. That's one thing my wife and I do right. We make cute babies.
Awkward pause at the end.
Yeah, I can tell Rick's laughing, but he was muted at the time.
Yeah,
I did because I was going to cough.
Let's see.
It's awkward when you try to laugh at me, but you're muted.
I know, right? It is. I'm always awkward.
I had a question for Brandon, and I forget it. Why do
That's not helpful.
Oh, speaking of
no, go ahead.
Brandon missed it, but check out my Ruger American now.
Oh, is that the Magpul stock?
Yeah, it's doubly American.
Double American.
But yeah.
How do you like that stock so far?
It certainly adds weight. I'll give you that. But it's a good weight. It's a stable weight, if that makes sense. Because I mean, the stock alone weighs, I think, like 6 pounds.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, and if you're doing mostly Target stuff, that's fine anyway.
I'm taking this thing into Deerwood Saturday.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing, like the way it balances, like sitting in a tree stand, like even grabbing it by the magazine to stay like I feel comfortable here.
Nice.
You know, it's not like it's so heavy I can't hold it up, but it's a substantial difference from the factory stock.
I mean, look at that scope, bro. You can shoot a deer in the next fucking county, like Jesus.
Are you going to get the Magpul tripod or bipod to go with it too?
I actually already have one, technically speaking. So my buddy Brandon, my other buddy Brandon, I went in on a buy with him. He was ordering a few of them, asked if I wanted one. So he's got it. We just haven't had time to link up for me to pick it up from him. But yes, I do have one. It's en route. I should have it by the end of this week.
Cool.
Nice.
I've been interested to hear reviews on that. Kind of
yeah.
Say it's a little flimsy, but I mean, for $100, you know, what do you expect? So
I think the best description I've heard is and this buddy that I went in on the group buy with, he comes from, so he and I shoot 3-gun together. He's taught me a lot about long range shooting and stuff like that. He actually comes from a PRS background, so he's done a lot of PRS shooting out in Arizona and Utah and all that stuff.
So he's probably got experience with other bipods.
Yeah, he actually so he has an Atlas. Like he's used the high end stuff. He's used the low end stuff too. So the most accurate description I've heard that he has echoed is that it is substantially better than a Harris bipod.
Nice.
But it's not as good as, let's say, an Atlas, but it's also not as expensive as the Atlas. So for the price point, it's exactly what you would expect if you're familiar with both of those ends of the spectrum, right?
The bang for the buck ratio is still really good.
Right. So I've got it. So I'm going to put it obviously on this 308. I'll put it through the ringer on that. My brother's got a 338 Lapua. I'll put it on that just to see what that does to it. So I'll beat the hell out of it, but I don't have any doubts in my mind that it will perform as a bipod. You know, I've seen some videos of guys breaking them, like they'd have the legs extended and they hold the rifle out and drop it.
Yeah.
And it'll break the tabs.
Torture testing.
Now it'll still work as a bipod. It breaks the tabs on it that hold the legs extended are plastic. So those tabs can break, of course. But it's a bipod. It's not meant to be dropped that way, right? So anything you drop, of course, short of an Atlas, because that's 100% all machined precision metal construction. I would say even Caldwell's, Harris's, all those, I would say they'd be susceptible to breaking if you drop them like that.
The only bipod I ever purchased was one of those cheap Chinese bipods for like $20 on Amazon.
Yeah, and you know what? For the average shooter, I'm pretty sure, you know, the guy that goes out to the range, you know, once a month, if that just shoots from a bench every now and then, even one of those cheapo jobs would probably work very well.
I put it on my my 22. See what I do with it, but it would probably work for most anything else. It's, I mean, for the dollars. So what you're getting with the other stuff, granted, you're getting high end, nice machine stuff for the money. You're gonna get better stuff, you know.
You do also get a lot of capabilities as well. Like there are
true,
there are. And I would encourage everybody to go look up the Atlas bipods to see what the pinnacle, or the proverbial gold standard of bipods is, right? But you do get some additional features.
But for the majority of people out there that are doing shooting, it you know, I say majority, you know.
Average John and Jane Q citizen.
Yes, they're going to go shoot, you know, on a bench somewhere. You know, they're not necessarily going to be doing much with it. That's the majority. the minority is the people who will be actually putting it through the ringer and using it for more things and being a little more rougher on it. You want something that's going to last and work better, but that's all personal preference and decision. Obviously, if you buy something that's cheap, it might be junk. It might turn into junk. It might last not as long. That sort of thing. It's all things considered. What you're willing to deal with.
That is absolutely true. I think the adage of "you get what you pay for" is absolutely true with regards to the firearms industry.
Oh yeah, you could buy a High Point or you could buy a Glock.
You know what else works real good as a bipod? When you roll down the window of your truck and you have your buddy hold the spotlight and you just rest it right there. I'm kidding. Poaching is bad. Don't poach. Nobody poach.
Poaching. Why do you want to poach?
Poaching. Like poaching, like the redneck
hunting illegally out of season or against any other standard regulations.
I know. I'm just fucking with you guys.
It was a redneck.
I'm not that slow.
Well.
So, TJ, have you been shooting at the long range strategic edge up there? Or
so I recently went to a 2-gun match up at Fort Campbell.
Nice.
That was the first time, and as of right now, the last time that I've been to a range in the past 4 or 5 months. So life has really been bad. I cannot even tell you the last time I pulled the lever on my Dillon, if that makes it clear to you how busy I've been.
I'm glad you specified Dillon.
Yes, I said Dillon. But yeah, it's life's been absolutely crazy. So luckily, it's starting to slow down a little bit, starting to get back on track with some things, and Also, I'm still waiting on my membership to come through for that range.
Oh, okay. I thought you were all signed up and everything.
No. So I've been going as a guest, and there are stipulations on how many times a member can bring a one particular guest.
Right.
So at this point, and also, honestly, with it being hunting season, like I'm more interested in stocking my freezer right now.
Right.
So that actually brings me to one of the questions. So let's not just hunting season, but we've got Christmas right around the corner, guys. So it's that time of year. What do you want? What is your Christmas gun of choice? Start with Kent. We'll start with Kent. We'll just do it the easy way.
Well, why you got to assume I got a Christmas gun of choice? My Christmas gun of choice is a double single hammer fired gun of some type. I have been challenged by some friends to run something other than a striker fired trigger. No, I don't want to go on kicking and screaming into it, but I don't know, probably. Well, no, remember lefty, CZP07 maybe.
Okay.
Something with a right side mounted decocker for my left-handed self.
Beretta.
Maybe a Beretta.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, people knock Berettas, the M9s.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, those things are phenomenal. You have to remember this stuff, the crap that we get in the Army has been in circulation for eons. And yeah, you're going to run into some crappy guns, but the Beretta is a very accurate and very smooth shooting platform for what it is.
I've been thinking of one of the Langdon tactical Berettas.
You going high dollar, man. I was just talking about the M9A3.
Oh, hey, you said Christmas wish list.
Yeah, I did. So
if Daddy Ginger's buying, I want the good one.
My name ain't Santa, and you sure as hell ain't sitting on my lap, Ken.
Oh, God.
All right, so that's me. How about you, Brandon? What do you got?
I would say a CZ Tactical Sport Orange, if we're dreaming. Within the realm of possibilities, just a standard Garand. Or as far as equipment, I think me and the neighbor are going to split a lab radar next year. So looking forward to that.
So I've used the lab radar. Those things are amazing.
Yeah. Let me ask you, have you used a Magneto Speed 2, and how does it compare to the Magneto
I
Speed?
have.
So I haven't personally used one, so I would defer to Rick for his hands-on experience with that. But from all the stuff that I've seen, I personally, for the money, I would rather just have the Magneto Speed because I only shoot chronoed enough to figure out my zero and to figure out what my bullet drop's going to be. I'm not trying to tune my load to meet a velocity. I'm trying to identify a velocity of a load I've chosen so that I know what my bullet drop's going to be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And now, from what I've seen, I have seen video, and there's videos on YouTube where guys have shot with a magneto speed attached to their rifle and a lab radar set up right next to them, and compared and contrasted the different readouts. And the magneto speed was within like 0.5 feet per second difference, either above or below where the lab radar was. But the cool thing about the lab radar is you load in the SD card and it gives you your velocity out to 100 yards. Like, it's an active radar that far out. So if for those that like to geek out on data, the lab radar is the way to go.
Right.
That's cool.
Now, another advantage, and I've used the magneto speed once, but and it was really cool. Seemed to be, all up on the stuff. But as far as attaching that stuff to a pistol, if you're trying to get a pistol load, that seems like the lab radar would have the edge there. As far as
I've done it on a pistol.
Yeah. Well, yeah, isn't there just an attachment for like a pick rail?
Yeah, exactly, pick rail. I've done it on my pistol more than I probably did it on the rifle, but both ways I thought it was a really cool tool. Especially one of the benefits is like if you're stuck at shooting in indoor ranges, using a magneto speed is much easier because I'm not familiar with the other one you're talking about. What do you call it? Live radar?
So the lab radar.
Sorry.
It's a Doppler radar system. It's like $400 or $500.
Okay.
But it sits on a base plate next to you. So
it looks like a big orange iPad facing the range.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So can you set it like in your indoor range? Could you set it up like
indoor range? No, it gets set next to you. So
you might not have something there that you could actually set it on.
That's a possibility, but it's also it's mountable on a tripod.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So
it'll do archery, it'll do rimfire.
Oh wow! So
yeah,
it's a little more vast too. So it might be a really good option to go with.
Yeah, if you're a serious, like multi-disciplined shooter, like you guys doing IDPA, USPSA, where it's pistol only, right? But then you switch over and do, precision rifle, and then maybe you do a rimfire challenge where you want to shoot rimfire like with absolute precision. The lab radar is certainly the better benefit, right? But for guys like me, like I would be perfectly content with a magneto speed.
Nice.
I load my pistol rounds borderline just under factory, if not at factory. So I could care less what my hit factor or what my power factor is.
So I don't know if you answered too about the Christmas thing, so we didn't finish that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's on your list?
Honestly, I want something big bore. I'm looking at
500 Smith & Wesson that
was
just mentioned in the chat by
I'm not looking at
Taurus.
pistol. I'm not looking at a pistol. I'm looking at rifle. So either a 45. I've always had my eye on the Marlin 4570 guide gun. I like that stainless steel, big loop lever action. But at the same time, because I'm a baller on a budget, the Ruger American in 450 Bushmaster looks pretty cool too. So I definitely want to go something bigger than 30 caliber, so 45 plus cal for my next purchase, and largely because of deer hunting. Right, I've got everything I could possibly want for long range. Now I want something that's going to be a semi truck within 200 yards.
Nice. So if I was going out on the whole dream thing, of course the Barrett 50 cal that I want. But more realistic, I also like a CZ, an actual real CZ. I couldn't tell you exactly which one I'd pick right now, but I think even more realistic, I kind of want to get a Glock 42. I have my 19, but sometimes just have something a little smaller that's easier to tuck away. Having shot one before, it handles pretty well for me.
42 or 43?
I'm sorry, did I say 43?
No, you said 42. Do you mean 9 or 380?
The 9 is the 42, right? Am I mistaken?
The 9 is the 43.
I'm sorry, 43 then. Thank you.
Yeah,
for correcting me.
I can agree with that.
Ooh,
Yes,
I was,
yes.
my heart.
I meant the
My
9mm version. I just my mind had it backwards.
So
No, you're good.
I was
So
talking
here's-
about the 380 today, believe it or not, with somebody about that same gun. That's what my mind was thinking about at the same time.
I actually heard an interesting well, I'll call it a factoid because I haven't heard anything to negate it yet. But where the Glock model numbers come from is directly correlated to their patent numbers. So it might be wrong, Kent. I think you look like you want to correct me.
No. I don't want to correct you because you're close. Patent numbers has something to do with it, but also design releases. So we're not up to the 45th patent. This is the 45th release. They only have, is it like 20 or 23? Check out Military Arms Channel, Tim. In his video on the G45, he discusses this. It goes into good detail and breaks it down. And I am forgetting, but it's releases, I believe, not patents.
Right.
But
it's something to that. But if
it
you
has
can
to
remember,
do with when yeah.
But like the 42, the 380 came out before the 9mm.
Yes.
So if you're ever confused about which one was which,
Yes.
The 42 came out first, the 380. 43 came.
Gotcha.
This brings me to an idea that I want to do on my YouTube channel, and I would like one of you, if any of you is willing, to help me. I'm going to prank call Glock. I'm going to record it, and I'm going to complain because my new 45 won't shoot my Hydra shocks. And I'm just going to be as rednecker. I mean, just literally just like, hello, Glock. Glock, are you there? This here G45, all I ever shoot is 230 grain Hydra shocks. And I got my new Glock
45 right on the slide.
I got my new here 45, and this sumbitch will not chamber a Hydra shot. Here, hold on, I'll let you listen to it. No, sir, don't try to chamber. Hold on, I'll let you listen to it one time. Here, ready? Conk. You hear that sound? That's my 45 trying to chamber a Hydra shot. I need a shipping label right now and just like go right to town on it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
I want to do it so
This is
bad.
going to be interesting.
We should live stream the call.
I
You
will
think we'll
be
get sued?
probably.
Why? Why?
I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, you're recording a live conversation, so I hate to be the rainy
I
cloud
know.
in this parade, but
Tell them you're recording it. They record it.
I'm recording this because my lawyer,
To
Dewey
document
Cheatham and
it.
Hal, told me to
Yeah.
document this. Can you imagine, though?
my lawyer, Colonel Sanders Esquire.
Yeah.
So,
Now-
real quick though, just a comment in the chat. Clint,
Is it about the zombies in the beer
no,
truck?
no. Clint Torres mentions a good 50 cal muzzleloader would be nice. Clint, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I was just posting pictures of my 50 caliber Thompson Center Hawken from this past weekend. So yeah, I agree. A good 50 cal muzzleloader is nice, and probably my favorite muzzleloader to shoot to hunt with. With a ball and patch round, that thing's still good. It's good minute of deer.
I don't know. Something about packing the ball there's kind of gay though.
I don't know, dude, but
Why do you have to be so intolerant, Rick?
that Instagram photo of that rifle, that fucking rifle's so long you could hunt in 2 counties at the
It's
same
not
time.
that
with one
long.
rifle.
You know
That
what?
some bitch is like a fence post, man.
Hold up.
I got him. He's going to get it.
Get him riled up.
He's just going to go pee.
No, but can you, it's like for real though. You mean to tell me my Glock 22 don't shoot 22s neither? What the hell's wrong with you people? Just go right to town. That'd be so
I found
fun.
it at the range before where there was either a 40 or a 9 that was shot out of a 45, and I found the casing split open from it. I'm like, I wonder how that worked.
So
I like to try that sometime.
So it's in its gun sock, but this is my Hawken. Okay, this is my Ruger American in 308.
It's just kind of weird.
The difference between the two, like, look, it's
Can't
maybe
see your hands.
right here. Okay, you
Is there a
good?
reason that sock is standing up on its own?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
Okay, I should probably take it out of the sock. I'll give you that one.
Oh my God, he just said he was going to take it out of the stock on the internet. That's over.
I think I know why I've been missing.
You're gonna
I think I
fucking
know
kill
why
me.
I haven't been missing this for the past 5 months.
Oh shit. This is bullshit. Next you're gonna tell me the Glock 40 don't shoot nothing but 40 Smith and Wesson. You sons of bitches.
No, that would be. Oh God, help me.
I don't know what to say.
We're all going to hell. That I think that sums it up nicely.
At least we'll be in good company.
Okay.
That's a pretty one.
Yeah. So this is my Hawken. Okay. Into the barrel. Into the barrel for the Ruger. Now the Ruger's only got a 16.5-inch barrel.
I could fit my whole Daniel defense in between there.
18-inch barrel. But I mean, there's only about 7-8 inches of difference between the two. You're thinking I have like a Kentucky long rifle, and this is the shorter model of it.
I know, but I just made you go get it, so that was
yeah.
fun. No, it's just
mind control. I get it, Kent.
It's just so wrong, man. Go get like an SBR or your AR pistol and hold up next to that.
No, that's not fair.
I'm just saying.
What is the longest shot?
Vanessa Kitty says stop playing with the sock monkey.
Yeah.
It's my sock monkey, and I'll do what the hell I want with it.
So, TJ, what's the longest shot you would take with that? I mean, is it like 100 yards, 150, 200, what?
Well, reasonably, for ethically, like where I feel confident, 100 yards, I would not hesitate too much to take it farther than that. The capabilities are certainly there. It would just require a lot of practice on my part. So because I mean, here in Tennessee, if you take a shot greater than 100 yards, you're lucky anyway. But I'm gonna tell you what, I gained an all new respect for the 50 cal ball and patch muzzle loader. Let's see, it was probably 8 years ago. It was the first time I took one of these out. It wasn't this particular Hawken. It was actually a Thompson Center Contender, which is kind of like the cheaper version of this. So it doesn't have like the fancy, cheek riser, doesn't have all the fancy brass inlays and stuff. It's just a very simple cylindrical barrel, not octagonal version of this gun. But same caliber, same powder charge and everything. So 90 grains of double F black powder. And I took a shot at a doe at about 30, 35 yards. She took 2 steps and died. No flailing, no running off into the woods, leaving a blood trail. She fell over dead right there.
She had a heart attack laughing at your gun sock.
Yeah, you're funny. Poor Rick's dying over there. But,
I broke Rick.
Yeah, you broke Rick. We're gonna need another
3
Rick.
weeks now.
But anyway, so when I finally got down from my stand, and went to go, harvest my deer, I was looking at where I might have hit her. I was like, okay, there's no. I didn't see a gaping hole like in the rib cage or nothing. The bullet went wide and hit her in the hip.
Oh, wow.
That's how hard that bullet hit her. It hit her in the hip and killed her right there. Like, it surprised the hell out of me. And I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it. But so when I was butchering that deer and I split the pelvis, the bullet fell out and that thing flattened out to a silver dollar. So yeah, don't discount old school technology. It's a hoss. I'll tell you that much. But no, this is not a flintlock. This is a percussion cap. So let's see if you guys can see it. So yeah, it just uses number 11 CCI primers.
I'm sorry, you said it's a cap lock
or percussion. It's percussion cap.
Okay.
Hey, did you? Vanessa Kitty in chat wants to know if you lube your gun sock.
Do I lube my gun sock? No, I lube my gun before I place it in the sock.
But
I'm not even going to ask any
So
more questions about that.
So in all seriousness, that is one of the downsides with black powder, especially if you're shooting like traditional black powder. It's very corrosive, and these guns will. I have cleaned rust out of this thing more times than I care to admit, and I keep it clean. So I got a really good deal at this thing for this thing at a gun show.
How often do you clean your sock?
Can we get past the sock? We're kind of beating that dead horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Show us your ramrod.
Oh God. We're gonna wrap things up.
Hey Kent, we can call the car Ramrod.
Yeah, we can team ramrod.
Oh God.
Team ramrod. It'll be perfect.
But
Ramrod.
you're Farva.
No shit on Farva. That's not even a question.
Oh God.
Oh man, I'm starting to realize why we
A
didn't
liter
get
of
invited.
Coke. What was it? A liter of Coke that you
Liter of cola. Liter of cola.
Liter of cola. I don't want a Rod Farva. I want a goddamn liter of cola.
I think we better wrap stuff up.
Yeah.
So, again, thanks guys for joining us. Brandon, thanks for jumping in with us. Always fun to have you.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Brandon's like, I'm never doing this again.
No,
man. Sorry I showed up late. So
no worries. We'll be back. Maybe next week we'll do it again. And TJ, it's good to have you back. I know you've been busy with a lot of shit and everything. We got to talk about your knives next time, though. We didn't get to cover that this time.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about those. But if anybody's, we'll go. If we got an extra second here,
briefly.
Yeah, dude.
Real quick, and we'll on the next one.
So I've always been kind of a hobbyist knife maker. I've been told by many people that I kind of have a natural talent for it. So I recently started TR Knives. These are some of my schematics that I've got on some bar stock.
That's a very ingenious name.
Yeah, thanks. Kent and I have been working on the name, though.
Yeah, no, so I'll go ahead.
We're still torn on the name, by the way.
TJ, no, in all seriousness, I've been fucking with TJ all night. TJ will not promote himself very, very aggressively, but I will, and I will tell you that I bought one of TJ's knives. I bought the second one apparently. Yep. I thought I gotten in on number one, but I got number two. The thing is,
to be fair, you got number one of this one.
Oh, perfect.
So this was the first one that went out to market. And this is the second one. So you are customer number 2, but you are number 1 with the Ravager.
I'll take that all day. No, but seriously, a very, very high quality knife. I'm not equipped to review a knife, but when your buddy says he's starting a knife company and you're like, dude, I'll buy one just to be like, bro, I just want to support you and see what you got going on. And I got in the mail and I was like, holy shit, he's going to do this. So Columbia River, watch your ass. TJ Ramsey's coming for you.
Yeah. And this is a dummy that I've got cut out. This is the Skinner design that I have. Naturally it's going to have scales on it. But yeah, this one I'm particularly proud of. So look for these. I have to have these water jet cut because they're so awkward to do myself. Everything else will be completely cut out by hand by me, but these will be for sale, available here in the near future in mass. And Vanessa, to answer your question, I'm using 1095 high carbon steel. I also use 01 from time to time, but currently I'm using all 1095.
Nice.
So, and as soon as I get my shop up and running, I'll have some custom Damascus coming out too.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah. So that'll be 1080 and 15N20.
Nice. Are you doing anything with custom, to put your maker's work on it?
Yes. So it's on my Instagram feed. I posted I had a scrap piece of 1095 to see how well my the etching process I use would work. So luckily the wife came to the rescue with some custom vinyl. Cut out the stencil for me, and then we applied it to with some salt water and electrical current, and it etched right into the steel. So I don't have a website for it just yet, Vanessa. Just follow me on Instagram at Lead Sling and Ginger. So I've got everything posted on there.
So could you do a custom logo on it too? So if I order a knife from you, you can put my BigGunner81 logo on it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I could.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about using it with, like, doing it with the it's called electrochemical etching.
Right.
So doing it that way, if I can do a negative cutout from out of vinyl or whatever the case might be, I can etch it into the blade. I'm gonna do some cool stuff with that too. So Vanessa, it's at Lead Slingin' Ginger. Here, I'll enter it into chat for you. Yeah, it's been fun. All my knives will come with a Kydex sheath, and yeah, and I've been using the tech locks. I'll probably experiment with some other belt attachments or pant attachments because utility clips or ulti clips work really well for inside the waistband, stuff like that.
I love the Ulti clip for sure. That's a nice product. That's what I use on my tactical holster that I have now, my Glock 19, and I got another holster. I'm probably going to put them on it just to convert it over, just because they're nice.
Yeah, and I am going to be doing folders actually as well. So this is my first friction folder design that I'm coming out with. And for reference, this bar stock is 1.5 inches wide. But yeah, so that folder is going to be interesting. Stay tuned for that one. That's going to take a little bit of time to work out. A little bit more technical, technically advanced for knife making. But as of right now, the 3 models I have, the Skinner. What's that?
Is anybody waiting on that one yet?
Which one?
That folder.
Not yet. So I actually this is the first time I announced it. It's been kind of a close hold thing while I work on the fixed plates.
Maybe I'll get in line for that one. We'll see, but that's awesome.
Yeah, stay tuned. But right now I'm just going by TR Knives. We're working on what that name's actually going to be. I'm not going to. Granted, it is my initials, but we're going to go something with it. We're going to do something with it that'll be special. So we'll. Right now, TR Knives will work just fine.
Cool. Well, thanks again for joining us, and I'm glad to be back.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, likewise. And again, thanks everybody for watching tonight. I know it's been a little while since we did a show, and hopefully we'll get back in the groove of things and do this a little more often. Hopefully back week to week as we had in the past. And thank you all again to everyone out there watching. Vanessa, John, Clint, if that is your real name, probably not. Pete, and also G Web's over at Gun Channels as well. And am I missing anybody? I'm not sure, but everybody else who might be out there watching, thanks again for your support, and also thanks to our sponsors like Eggleston Missions, Spit to Precision, Applied Arsenal Finishes Gunworks, the Ranger 385, and also a shout out to our friends over at Bad Arms over in Illinois. We haven't seen them in a long time because it's been obviously a new state and everything, but they got some cool stuff going on. They made a lot of improvements on their shop and everything from what I've seen on their Instagram, and just a lot of cool stuff. So check them out, Bad Arms, BAT Arms on Facebook. So y'all have a good night, and until next time, as always, have fun shooting.